All right. So our next review of the day is going to be for the film The Monkey. The Monkey is the latest film from director Osgood Perkins. Osgood Perkins, who just came off of doing Longlegs, which released last year there. And I was a fan of Longlegs. I like Longlegs. We talked about it a
Mhm.
little bit beforehand. Yeah, I liked it. It was one of my favorite movies of the last year there. I know some people eventually became like, this movie ain't really that scary. It's not really all that. At first, that's how sometimes things go is when something gets a lot of hype, then a lot more people go like, well, it's not all that great. But hey, if you saw it and you liked it and you enjoyed it, it kind of really doesn't. Or if you saw it and you didn't like it, it kind of really doesn't matter so much with this film because I think this film is so dramatically different than compared to his last movie, Longlegs. So what's going on in The Monkey? So the monkey here deals with two brothers. One is named Bill, and the other one is named Hale, and they're played by the same actor, Theo James. People might know Theo James. He was in the Divergent series of movies. There, that was the other YA movie that wasn't Hunger Games. And yeah, he plays the dual role there of the two twin brothers. There, haunted by their past of this evil monkey. This evil monkey, where it has this thing where if it bangs its drums, you wind it up and it bangs its drums, somebody will die.
Mhm.
And they'll die in these comically horrific Final Destination style type deaths there, as you see in the trailer here. And yeah, I mean, you kind of have that kind of. So that's the basic setup of here of these two brothers who, over the years, have become estranged from each other, must finally face off against each other again to conquer the evil of the monkey there. So yeah, Dusk, what are your thoughts here on the monkey?
Uh, Stephen King projects are very difficult to grade. It's very, very difficult. Sometimes they can be laugh out loud, ridiculous, or just not stick the land. Sometimes they come out lame. And then occasionally you have the really rare, very good adaptations of Stephen King's work, which find a way to kind of balance the, I'm going to be perfectly honest, ridiculous crap that's inside Stephen King's works that just can't be translated from his writing style to a picture. And to my surprise, this one kind of finds a weird black comedy balance
Mm.
to this more ridiculous story about basically a monkey's paw situation where it's like a you turn this key and this monkey creates someone's gonna die because they're gonna he's gonna tap its little drum and uses that as a like it did in the short story. It's kind of like a use for grief and sadness and other things, and while also having some of the most ridiculous Final Destination kills in this movie. And they don't hold back. This can get gory sometimes.
Oh yeah, you saw a little bit of it in the trailer right
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah, these deaths are yeah. I mean, it's so gory to the point where it's like you just gotta laugh.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a black comedy.
It's so ridiculous. And there is a Final Destination movie that is going to be coming out this year, Final Destination Bloodlines.
Oh god,
Uh,
yeah, that's right. It is.
yeah, which they showed a trailer for it, and the trailer was just one of the deaths. That's all it was. It was a dude at like a piercing shop or tattoo shop or whatever like that, and that was basically just it. That was the whole trailer. And so yeah, when you watch this trailer and when you hear us describe it, it's like okay, so it's basically just another it's Final Destination but with a monkey. Basically, is what you're saying. It's like okay, yeah, it is pretty much that. Um, do you think it's anything more than that? Because I think, different
Mhm.
from, just a regular Final Destination film, I think this movie also does well with the kinda comedic aspect of things, the way it kinda plays into it, this whole thing of just, like, this creepy kind of monkey type thing and, the origin of it, you don't ever know where this thing comes from,
I'm
which I
very
like.
happy that they didn't do that.
Yeah, which I
It
which I
doesn't matter.
yeah, it doesn't matter where this monkey comes from, because and sometimes, I talked about this with other horror movies that came out, like, last year, especially
Mhm.
the really terrible ones like Night Swim or something like
Oh
that,
yeah.
where they always have to it's always a thing in horror movies, they gotta investigate the origin of the evil, it's like, "Oh, what happened to this evil swimming pool? We gotta go back to the people who first, owned the
Yeah,
house," and
it's
everything
just
like.
like, nah, none of that. None of that's gonna save you. Look, the monkey is here and you just have to deal with it.
Yeah. So, I do like they didn't do that, and it's just like, "Hey, it's here, it's what it is," you gotta have to kinda deal with it there, and the way it works there because,
Mhm.
throughout the movie, you're trying to figure, "Okay, so what's the rules of this monkey? Like, how does it operate?"
Yeah.
Who does it choose to kill? Seems like it's just completely
It's just
random
completely random.
in kinda what it does there,
Although, what happens at the end, it, near the end, it does seem to be when it's forced or attempted to force it to choose, then it gets really mad.
mm,
Like, it's a, "No, no, no. I'm a curse, and I'm basically like a curse. I'm a monkey's paw. I'm complete random, and it happens." But if you have, like, malintent, it seems to corrupt the monkey, and it seems to pervert it even more. And
mm,
they don't go into it, and I'm really happy that they don't. They
yeah,
just let actions kinda happen, and what happens kinda happens.
yeah. And like you mentioned there, thank you for bringing it up. I forgot to mention that. That is based on a Stephen King story there. It is based on him there.
Yeah.
Tons of Stephen King's work always kind of gets adapted there. I mean, he's probably one of the
He's one of the
authors.
most adapted horror authors of all time,
Yeah. I mean,
next to
look.
maybe Lovecraft and, oh my god, the guy who did Hellraiser,
Mm,
the
uh,
Hellbound Heart, the original story he did.
I mean, look at him. Of course, he looks like. I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, ooh, me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at him. I mean, yeah, of course. Stephen King. There, we have probably one of the most adapted, authors in all of history. There, in terms of his work. I mean, yeah. And there's even an actor who's always frequently in Stephen King adaptations, even in this. You have, yeah, so you got that kind of going on. But yeah. So besides for the two brothers there, who are both played by the same actor at both stages in their life, you have Theo James who plays him when he's an adult, and then you also have a boy who plays him
Christian
when
Convery.
Kisha Connor who plays them. He's the person that plays them when they're
He was in Cocaine Bear.
okay, nice. He does a great job here because like they're supposed to be playing twins, but he does a great job at making them seem like 2 different people. Like, you got kinda
Yeah.
the nerdy, because you see that Bill is the nerdy one or no, Bill's the asshole, and then Hal's the nerdy one, right? Or is it Bill that's the nerdy one? I got which one is it again?
Hal is the one who's kind of enclosed. Bill's kind of the asshole one.
Yeah, Bill's the asshole, so he does a good job at differentiate between the 2 of, like, the asshole kid and then
See,
the
Acolyte, this is how you do it. If
Yeah,
you're gonna
that's true.
if you're gonna do this and have one actor play two people, you you need to let them actually be act like different people.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, hey, oh yeah, hey man, that's a good catch right there. If you bring up acolyte, yeah, this is how you do it actually correctly there. And yeah, he does a really great job. I think both of the actors do a great job at portraying the two of the different brothers there, and kind of both their different temperaments. Tatiana Maslany, who comes in there, people might know her. She was in She-Hulk there. Orphan Black was also another huge thing she
Yeah.
was in. She's the mother. You only get a little bit of her, but I think she's really great in
Yeah.
this. I think as the mother, I think she's pretty great. I wish we saw more of her.
Yeah.
You also get a Colin O'Brien who plays Petey, who's the son of the Hal
Which he
brother
does
there.
a solid job.
He does a solid job there. Little kind of annoying teenager, I thought a little bit, but I think
Yeah, like
they play it okay.
yeah, he's played all right, but like it's like, yeah, it's not the actor's fault. This is the stuff written for him.
Yeah. And then yeah, you also got Elijah Wood, who's also in this, who makes a
I
small
was
little
shocked that it was Elijah Wood. I'm like, oh, and then Adam Scott's in there too.
yeah, Adam Scott comes in a brief moment. So
Yeah, like for it's a small cast with a relatively but they're all like good character actors
yeah.
doing something.
Yeah. And like I said, so if saw Longlegs
Mhm.
and you didn't really like it so
This has
much.
Oz Perkins' personality all over this.
Yeah.
Very much. If you've watched any of his other work, Longlegs is probably his one of more serious with craziness happening.
Yeah.
But he had essence of this in Gretel and Hansel. Uh, I think probably was more one of his most serious ones was his first one, which was the Blackcoat's daughter, which is fantastic. If you ever get the
Mm.
chance to see the Blackcoat's daughter,
Okay. I haven't seen that one. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I think this is like I said, a kind of more different thing, different approach that he does with this compared to that. So I think maybe check it out, see if you kind of like it or not. Um, so I know some people were saying like, well, it really doesn't really got much going on except the kills or kind of what that's kind of about it, kind of going for it. And I don't know. I think with the kind of kills that there are, very definitely crazy. And one of the things that's probably gonna maybe slightly interest you just off the bat watching the trailer. I think also the performance from Theo James, he does a great job, but he also does some narration in this movie. He's got a great voice. Him
Mm.
and that guy from Nope should do like a radio off, with their voices there.
Yeah.
What's that actor's name? Michael.
Oh god.
He was also in The Crow. He was the villain in that movie as well. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I think they would be perfect. Just have a voice off to see there. Who
It's
Michael
honestly
Winslow?
amazing seeing, Theo James in this because the last thing I remember him from was like, "Aren't you th aren't you the guy from the" he's like, "Oh, yeah, he's from The Gentleman. He was just on The Gentleman show." And then the last thing I remembered, "Oh, yeah, you were the guy from the Divergent series."
Yeah, he was that guy.
He
Yeah,
was a discount, oh my god, I'm blanking on names today, I'm so
yeah,
sorry.
everybody. Yeah, I'm on these things.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness,
Christian Grey,
I'm very tired today, I'm sorry.
discount Christian Grey, or
No, I just Franco, discount Franco, his brother.
oh, Dave Franco.
Yeah, discount
Oh,
Dave Franco.
okay. I kind of see that a little
But
bit.
then Dave Franco is the discount James
James
Franco.
James Franco. Yeah. Yeah, so I enjoyed this. I had a good time with it there. I kind of liked a lot what was kind of going on here, the story that they were telling. Yeah, I like the performance from Theo James a lot. I think he does a good job in this. And I had fun with it. I had a good time with it there. Could have maybe done, more there in terms of the storytelling. I think sure
Sure,
it could have. But I think, he strikes the right tone with this. And, it's just not probably the movie that he wanted to tell there. I think Osgood Perkins, like, he wanted to have a little bit more of a black, like you said, dark black comedy type thing with this, type of thing here. But Dust, any more thoughts on it?
yeah, no, I'm pretty much in line with you where I had a fun time with this. I actually did enjoy the black comedy aspect of it. I mean, I am happy that at least the marketing understood what the assignment was and went, look, this thing's going to be ridiculous, and the whole premise is ridiculous. But I was surprised to see that I was like, okay, you did when things got serious, you at least treated it seriously when those moments do come. So I was happy there. Overall, yeah, I mean, it's mostly just the overall over the top kills that really kind of sell this movie with some actually strong performances by everyone in the cast. So honestly, as horror movies kind of go, especially for such a simple premise, I think it did a fairly solid job. Honestly,
Mm. What'll be your rating?
I'm honestly, I'm actually going to give it a low tune in.
Low tune in? Okay.
Like that's like yeah, low to solid tune in. I think this was pretty solid overall. I mean, it doesn't do anything super super well. It's not really scary. Not really. It's more over the top black comedy. It's not a traditional horror movie in that sense, but it is gory. It is very fiendish in the way it kind of treats itself. Yeah, it's moments like that happening where it's just like crazy
Yeah.
stuff like that happening. So, and this is going to be for a very particular audience, but I think it's just relaxed enough and just funny enough in its own stylings that it can get a broader audience. Where otherwise, something like this would kind of be not very not very much interested by a lot of people. So yeah, I have to give this like a probably solid tune in, honestly.
Okay. I'll give it a solid tune in as well. I think we've had a good start to the year for horror. I think it's been
Yeah.
really good. Hard Eyes, I saw that. I thought that was really good.
Yeah,
Presence.
after Nick's review of it, I ended up checking it up too. I was surprised. Yeah, the marketing is really doing it a disservice.
Yeah. So that's really good. Do you see Presence? That's really
I have not seen Presence.
that's the Steven. So I thought that was good. So it's been a good start of the year for horror stuff. I've liked it. So that's pretty good. It's much better than like last year.
Oh God, Night Swim and all those others. Yeah.
Yeah, Imaginary and all that other
Oh,
stuff. Yeah. So that I did enjoy. I've enjoyed this a lot. And this also adds to the list of good horror movies that have come out so far this year. And I also would give it a tune in as well there. Yeah. Good kills there as well. Love the performances there. I mean, I get why now people can't recognize Superman when he has his glasses on. 'Cause I was like, that looked like completely another kid. I was like, oh, this is for kids. There, so I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I totally get it now." So yeah, yeah. So 2 tune ins for the monkey
Mhm.
there, brass monkey.